This episode of Destructoid is brought to you by lynda.com. Coming up on Destructoid, Bethesda is done with Skyrim and already teasing their next project. Killer is Dead features sexy gigolo missions, and mysterious things are happening to that other XCOM game. All that and more right now on Destructoid.
Welcome to Destructoid. I'm Tara Long.
And I'm Max Scoville.
Happy Tuesday, Max Scoville.
Happy Newsday, Tara Long. I'm going to keep saying that. If you keep saying Happy Tuesday, I'm going to keep saying Happy Newsday.
I don't even know what we're saying anymore, honestly.
I
These
don't know.
intros have devolved into something that is beyond my comprehension.
Yeah. We don't write anything in the script for that, but what we do write is news. You should read some of it.
News. Bethesda announced yesterday to the collective anguish of gamers everywhere that they are officially done with Skyrim and are going to be moving on to other projects.
Hipsters.
Yes, hipsters, all of them. They wrote on the company blog, quote, "For the last year and a half, we've been working on new content for Skyrim." It's hard to believe it's been out that long. From the game updates, creation kit, Steam Workshop, Connect support, to DLCs. Part of our team has also been in pre-production on our next major project, and that game is at the point where it requires the studio's full attention to make it our biggest and best work yet. So as soon as that post was published, everyone rushed to their local internet forums to speculate on what this big next project could be, all secretly hoping that it was Fallout 4. Well, as we learned this morning, that is not the case. Bethesda posted this mysterious teaser video to Vine, the social video sharing service, this morning, showing what looks like barbed wire and some record labels spinning around in a circle. It's a 4-second video, so I'm guessing they probably didn't want to upload it to YouTube because people would whine about that. So within 2 hours of this Vine going up, Bethesda's Pete Hines had already dismissed the idea that this could somehow be related to Fallout in a Twitter conversation with Polygon's Arthur Geese. But if it's not Fallout related, what could it possibly be? Well, the astute internet investigators over at NeoGAF have surmised that this could be the Wolfenstein remake that was rumored to be in development by Machine Games, which is a Swedish studio that was started by some of the former guys from Starbreeze in 2009, and then got acquired a year later by Bethesda's parent company, ZeniMax. The press release that announced the acquisition back in 2010 revealed that Machine Games was already working on an unannounced project for ZeniMax publishing subsidiary Bethesda Softworks that is being built on id Software's revolutionary id Tech 5 engine technology. So nobody really knew what that project was until February of this year, when someone found a Google cached version of a composer named Julian Beeston's resume, which listed his title as a sound engineer on a Wolfenstein project that is currently in development at Machine Games. Wait for it. That was set to release in 2013.
Wolfenstein?
Yeah. Yes.
Did you say Wolfenstein?
I said Wolfenstein.
You said Wolfenstein.
Oh, maybe I said Wolfenstein.
You said Wolfenstein.
Oh, shut up.
Tara, you casual gamer. All right, anyway. So sometimes I worry that video games are going to stop being weird. You know, sometimes we're afraid that's going to happen. And they're going to be trying to be too serious and gritty and politically correct or tasteful or artistic or whatever. But then I remember that Suda51 is still making games, and I realized that everything is going to be okay. His latest game, Killer is Dead, is looking like an ultra-violent spiritual successor to his cult favorite Killer 7, and if cel-shaded gore wasn't enough to get your attention, you'll be happy to know that you can be a gigolo in the game. Yes, folks, that's right. The game's hero, Mondo Zappa, who is an assassin of murderers by day, he apparently moonlights as a midnight cowboy. This is going to be represented in the game with, I guess, a handful of missions where you're a gigolo. Siliconera got a demo of one of them, which had Mondo taking a 27-year-old Brazilian woman named Natalia and nicknamed The Pheromone out for drinks. The missions sound like pretty standard video game romance scene fare, like you have to charm the dates sufficiently before you make a move, and if you come on too strong, you're going to get slapped by the lady. But if Mondo manages to increase his date's feelings to the max, he'll get to give her a present and win her heart, because that is how dating works. Where Killer is Dead gets a little weird is with the addition of some special glasses that Mondo can wear. If you put on the pink framed ones, you can see your date's heart and I guess understand her feelings better. But if you put on the black framed ones, you can see through her clothes, see all the way to her underpants. Yeah. So
those are part of her clothes.
They're more sexy clothes. Anyway, so right. So we could get all up in arms about how this is sexist and bad and offensive and immature, but I think I'm more surprised that we just haven't seen X-ray vision utilized in a video game like this sooner. We get all these games that have like smart vision and like survival instinct and like eagle eye and detective mode and all this crap, and nobody's made it so you can just see people in their underwear. I don't know why that's not a thing, but it is now. So if you're crazy for Killer is Dead, you might want to check out the interview that Mr. Adam Sessler did back at GDC over on, you guessed it, the Rev3 Games channel.
That's where we live when we're not here.
Yeah. I just want some video games where you look at underpants. Is that so wrong?
I feel like there should probably be a Superman game where you can
probably.
do that.
Super looker, super peeper, flying around looking at some underpants.
Wow, that sounds fun. Moving on, Respawn Entertainment is a name that has been around for a while. You probably heard of it, but they haven't really done much with their name yet. It was started back in 2010 by former Infinity Ward co-founders Jason West and Vince Zampella, two of the key guys on the Call of Duty franchise who were famously fired by Activision. Their termination led to this big, long legal battle between Infinity Ward and Activision, which was eventually settled last year, meaning Respawn is now able to completely focus their efforts on their current project. They've been pretty tight-lipped about it so far. They have released an average of one blurry screenshot every year that the game has been in development. So we have 3 screenshots so far. And they actually have, I found these unblurred photos on a website called freakhoaxtra.blogspot.com. It's some guy who used a program called Smart Deblur to sharpen them up a bit, which you still can't see much, but it's a little better than before.
Tighten up those graphics on level 3.
Yeah, seriously. So this game is being published by EA. It's been described as a sci-fi shooter that's gonna give Halo a run for its money, according to several analysts. That last part sort of remains to be seen, but the screenshots do seem to jive with the whole sci-fi theme. Unfortunately, we don't really have any new ones to show you, but the internet has uncovered a trademark patent filed by Respawn last Thursday for the word Titan. Yeah? If that sounds familiar to you, it's because it should sound familiar to you. Titan also happens to be the code name of Blizzard's next MMO, which is as of yet still unannounced, but they've basically been referring to it as Project Titan this whole time. So, is this a subtle jab from Respawn to Blizzard's parent company Activision, or merely a wonderful coincidence? It's impossible to tell at this point, but chances are we will know this sooner rather than later because Zampella confirmed on his Twitter that Respawn is going to be at E3 this year and will have something to show off. So maybe we'll finally get a 4th screenshot.
Wow.
That's not blurry.
I'm excited about the unblurring of this game.
Yes.
So anyway, you guys remember that XCOM game that was announced back in like 2010? The one that looked like a first-person shooter and pissed off all the XCOM fans, and which everyone else forgot about because Enemy Unknown wound up being so awesome, and then they kind of re-revealed it recently and said it was a third-person shooter, and it's still in the works apparently. Well, there have been some goings-on with that, sort of related to the project. A few weeks ago, 2K's parent company, Take-Two Interactive, registered the domain names thebureau.com and .net, as well as whathappenedin62.com, both of which sound like they could refer to the Mad Men meets Men in Black aesthetic shown off in the original XCOM reveal trailer. So it's seeming very possible that this game is perhaps being rebranded entirely. Now, Take-Two is quietly removing all traces of the retro-styled XCOM from the internet, including taking down the original website they put up and removing the trailers from their official YouTube channels, which is sort of Men in Blackish of them and a bit suspicious. The game has apparently been in the works for around 8 years at this point. It's passed through numerous developers, so it is also possible, I guess, that this project is being killed off, but it seems more likely that they're kind of renaming it and kind of moving it apart from the XCOM that was quite a success last year. In any case, we will keep you guys posted with more news about these strange conspiracy theories.
Yeah, this reminds me of another franchise that had a good game followed up by a very shitty shooter, right?
Which one? That happens sometimes.
Walking Dead.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's different.
I was referring to Survival Instinct.
That's dreadful. Good
That
Lord.
wasn't obvious.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully this will be better than that. Why don't we take a second to thank our sponsor, and then you have more news to talk about later, right? Okay. Great news, everyone. Your parents are wrong. Having a full-time job does not mean you have to stop learning, and with lynda.com, you can do it all on your own schedule. Lynda.com is an online learning company with over 77,000 video tutorials in subjects like web design, programming, photography, 3D animation, and many, many more. Whatever your preferred style of learning is, from comprehensive courses to bite-sized tutorials, lynda.com has it. And they've got membership starting at just $25 a month, and with that you get unlimited 24/7 access to top quality video courses taught by expert instructors with actual real-world experience. New courses are added every week, and you can save and prioritize courses in your queue for when you're ready to watch. It's simple, easy, and all done at your own pace. Hit up lynda.com/dtoid today, and we will hook you up with a free week-long trial just for visiting. Again, that is lynda.com/dtoid for free learning knowledge.
Go learn stuff with your brain.
It's valuable.
So before we go, it is probably worth mentioning that the DC Comics fighting game Injustice: Gods Among Us is out in North America today, and NetherRealm Studios overlord Ed Boon has taken the opportunity to tease the first DLC character, who appears to be Lobo. Yep, that's right, folks. Good old intergalactic biker anti-hero Lobo, who honestly, normally he looks kind of gritty and badass, but compared to all the other character designs from Injustice, he just kind of looks like a regular
He looks like a character from Darksiders or something.
A little bit, yeah. Man, 90s. Anyway.
It really does.
Yeah, so maybe wake me up when they announce Super Friends costume DLC, because that would be the best. But yeah, in addition to the game being released today, the review embargo also went up this morning, though from what I've gathered, review copies were sent out a little bit late. So a lot of outlets still don't have their reviews ready. Mine should be going up on the Rev3 Games channel very soon, and there should be a written review showing up on Destructoid.com, courtesy of a certain Mr. Alistair Pinsoff. I can't speak for Alistair, but I had a lot of fun with the game, so go check that out when it's up. And if you really can't wait, of course, the game is now in stores. But anyway, that's about all the time we have for today's show. One of us is going to be back here on Friday, but the other one will not. However, we will be live, so be sure to tune in right here at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time to find out which one of us isn't here. And also
alert.
to learn things about games.
It's Zach.
Zach is not here on Friday.
Zach is not here.
Yep.
Actually, I'm just kidding. He is here. I will not be here, however. I will be out of town.
You gave away the secret. They were supposed to tune in to find that out.
I hold all the power now. Please go follow us on Twitter so you can hear about my awesome weekend vacation. I'm Tara Longest. He's Max Scoville, and the show is Destructoid Show. You should go follow the Destructoid Show, and then go follow us on Facebook, where we've been putting up all these behind-the-scenes videos that are doing really well and are a lot of fun, and they're crazy. And the other day I mixed Dr. Pepper and coffee and then drank it, and it was awesome.
Really gross.
Actually,
Also,
that might have been on our Rev3 Games Facebook. Go subscribe to both.
Okay.
Or follow, or whatever you do on Facebook.
Go find Revision 3 on Vine, because we put up literally the worst videos I've ever seen on there. So go check that out. We'll see you guys later. We love you. Have a good night.